Why?
That's me getting told off by the police officer, me just going,
Yeah. And he's just doing this little what point. Yeah. All right. I don't know if that's appropriate or not, but it might make it in the thing. But yeah.
So that's what I've done this week.
Nice.
How about you?
Not much. Episode 2. Onward. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Retronomicon, episode 2 of the Retronomicon. We're back in the cave again, the set of the Retronomicon, and I'm joined once again, of course, by the piece of shit covered book himself, the Retronomicon.
Hello, good to be back, douches.
Yeah, alright, that's fairly nice of you to say, thank you.
Mellowing out.
Yeah.
He is mellowing out.
That's a good start, thank you.
No problem. You know.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you too, all the best. Right, so you just sit there, you could be quiet now. Okay, so, and I'm joined, of course, again, with Sam.
Hello.
For more fun and games here. And yeah, we had a blast last time and the time before that.
Yeah.
And we've been talking about these segments, so we might mix up the middle segment as we get into it.
Yep.
But this is the time for anecdotes. We had your little cold opening there. I don't really have much to say, honestly. There's something I was thinking about earlier, but it is since gone, because we're doing quite a late one, this one. This is going to end up being quite a late recording, because Sam Respects over here had a bit of a struggle getting in.
Yeah, I did.
But now that he's here, it's about 9 o'clock, so I'm a little bit tired. I haven't got a huge amount to talk about, honestly, for this intro. So if you have any more anecdotes you want to share...
If I have any more anecdotes?
Any more, yeah.
Well...
Any more pleasant stories over the past couple of weeks?
Any more pleasant stories over the last couple of weeks? No, my life's been shit recently.
Yeah, funny enough, it's been fairly slow.
Yeah.
I had a job interview yesterday. Not really much to talk about there, though.
Okay, but you've done well there.
Yeah, no, it's been an interesting week, stressing out over what my career is, what direction my career is going to take. Found it interesting that the guy who is my potential boss actually knows me, which is a funny story in itself, because I played a gig with him, and Esther goes, "Oh, so you knew him in the band and you didn't recognise him?" No. We played a show together. Yeah. He was in another band.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot to ask as I was leaving what band it was. And I feel really bad about that.
No, you know that was your in as well. That's like nepotism at its
finest.
But
it was right at the end.
Yeah.
So I was I was over this sense of relief as you do after.
Did you go in there thinking, I'm going to ask him?
No, that's the thing, because I found this all out yesterday. Like, I sat down with the guy, and he said afterwards, he was walking me to the door, he said, so you play drums then? Because I mentioned that I was a drummer. He said, yeah, I said, yeah, and he goes, so you part of the Oxford scene then? And I said, well, we were at one point. I told him the name of the band. And he was just like, oh yeah, I played a gig with you, dude. Like, I knew I recognised from somewhere. I was just like, that's so weird.
Who the fuck is this guy?
I don't know if I should say his name.
Yeah, maybe don't.
But I'll have to tell you after. See if you recognise the name. Obviously, I didn't get a surname, so it's not like you can really get much. I've already had a creep around on Facebook. He doesn't listen, so we're fine. But I've had a creep around on there to try and find him, but can't find him. But yeah, actually, other than that, pretty uninteresting couple of weeks, actually.
Yeah.
All I will say, though, is fair warning to the listeners. You won't be listening next time, you should be watching, because we're going to be doing the Let's Play, which will be really fun.
That has to happen. You said that's in stone now.
That's going to happen. So
do you know what we're going to play?
No, I've got some ideas, which we'll get into as we get into the first segment. So let's just get on with it, shall we? Let's just get on with it. Retronomicon, please, if you can introduce the first section, please.
What we've been playing.
Okay, alright, we're 2 for 2.
We're vibing, man.
Yeah, I think he's got the groove now.
Yeah.
He's got the groove. So, again, the classic intro segment, what we've been playing.
Yeah.
So, I think I'll start on this one.
Okay.
I've got some notes here. You'll be surprised to know, more notes than last time.
You're joking. How many this time?
What was it last time? 4 things?
Yeah.
I've gotten here 5 things.
Oh my god.
So there we go. I mean, I'm improving.
Yeah.
So yeah, what we've been playing recently. Funny enough, a lot of this was played last night with Esther, and games that I really didn't have much experience playing, but oh my fucking god, did we have a blast. Let's talk Joe and Mac. You played Joe and Mac?
Joe and Mac.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard of Joe and Mac.
Definitely a game I'd heard of, but it's on the Super Nintendo Virtual Console thing. What do you want to call it? The Switch Online.
Okay, yeah.
And what confused me at first was that they released the second one first. It was actually lower on the list.
Okay.
And you know when you go up and it's newer.
Yeah.
So they released the first one after the second.
Yeah.
Because I guess the second was
better.
Yeah, or that it had more of a fan base.
Okay,
that people wanted the second one more. So we actually played the first one first because I was just going through the list and I thought, and we were like, oh yeah, this is fun. Like, and actually I was ended up getting super into it. But then we played the second one, and I have to say this game's fucking brilliant. And if we could play this the next episode,
okay,
I think it'd be a fun 2-player thing. But basically, I'm trying to think of an example of what it's like. It's kind of like it's a side-scrolling beat 'em up of sorts, I guess. But you're a caveman because it's also known as Caveman Ninja.
Okay.
I think in Japan, but one's Joe and one's Mac as first and second player respectively, and you have a little club. And you can swing your club in any direction like this, but you're just like fighting dinosaurs and the cavemen. And that's it, you're just progressing right through a level, beating the crap out of everything. It's kind of just an action beat 'em up game. Yeah. And I just had so much fun playing this game, dude. I don't know what else to say other than, like, you go through, like, there's power-ups you can pick up. Basically, there's these bones, and you pick them up, and you can suddenly, instead of a club, you can throw bones, right? Sorry, that was the first game. In the second game, what they did was just genius. So you can pick up meat off the floor as health. Yeah. But in the second game, when you pick up meat, you can then spit the bones.
And then use it as a weapon? Or is it
it's once you've eaten the meat, you basically have, like, depending on the size of the meat, you get like 10, 20 shots.
Right, okay.
So like your next 10 attacks will be like spitting the bones. And I was just like, that's fucking brilliant. And so just like I just thought that was a clever way of doing the health system, so that the health isn't just health; it's like a weapon.
I like that.
That you can use to your advantage.
Are you a fan of the beat 'em up genre like that?
Yeah, I think once we figured out that you could hit in any direction, and then obviously like jumping and hitting, in that sense, it's kind of like Mega Man because you find yourself sort of jumping and swinging a lot, right? Yeah. So you're just sort of jumping and firing. Yeah. But there's bosses, there's mini bosses, and we found it just that perfect amount of challenging, right? And I think there's a password system. Basically, the second game improved the first one immensely. Yeah. So the first one had no password system, no continues. Once you're out of lives, you dead. Yeah. You have continues in the second one, but once you're out of continues, you have a password. You type that back in. It remembers everything. Yeah. And there's like a village that we just got to where you can buy health items, and you can basically you start a level with one of the power-ups, like you can eat a bit of meat,
right, I got you.
Or it'll give you like the projectile power-up thing. And yeah, I was like, this game actually has so much to offer. This would be a great game for us to play cooperatively. So yeah, that's what I've been playing recently, and we had so much fun playing that yesterday. The only other thing I played yesterday, in fact, there was a couple of things. Super Punch-Out!
Oh,
I don't know if you've actually played Super Punch-Out.
So Super Punch-Out on the Super Nintendo,
of course,
obviously, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I have played Super Punch-Out, yeah.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
I find myself, I think I failed at the first guy.
It is hard. I mean, have you ever played the original Punch-Out?
I think I've played it ages and ages ago.
I have spent time playing the Punch-Out games.
Might have been on Wii U, actually.
Yeah, on the Virtual Console.
On the Virtual Console, yeah.
They're hard games. Like they require time, and you definitely have to learn their ways. The game I really do want to play is the Wii version.
Oh, of course, with the motion control.
The Wii version looks wicked, and of course the final battle is with
Mike Tyson.
No.
It's not Mike Tyson's Punch-Out there. The first one is.
The first one is, yeah. But on the Wii version, who do you fight last?
I have no idea.
Do you not know?
No.
Do you not?
Donkey Kong.
It's Donkey Kong.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I had that in the back of my mind. I couldn't remember if that was like a secret boss or. Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
So yeah, what was your experience playing Punch-Out, man?
You know what, Punch-Out was a decent game.
It is fun.
It's a simple game, but it's got character in the way that obviously you're training and you're playing as Mac, but each fight you go, because obviously the first fighter in most of the games is Glass Joe, isn't it?
Yeah, this one, funny enough, I was expected to see Glass Joe, and it ended up being Gabby something. I can't remember. He's a little Frenchman.
Oh, okay.
And he's just like, let me win, because it's good for my ego. Or I can't remember his name. I really can't remember his name. Gabby Joe. Or something.
Do they mention
Glass
him?
Joe.
There's a Punch Out Starbomb song, isn't there?
Yeah, and it's Glass Joe's.
It's Glass. It is the Glass Joe song. Yeah,
and it's Glass Joe's perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was surprised he wasn't in it, but I have to look up what that first one's called.
So, are you the kind of person who can? Would you be able to? Do you have the patience to get through Punch Out? Because it definitely tests your patience.
It really does, because they always get back up, don't they? They always regenerate their health. And you're like, for fuck's sake, he was so close to beating this fucker. And I basically, that's why I lost the first one, because I kind of went all out thinking, oh wow, I've nearly won, so I can just wail on him and not think too much about dodging, you know. And then he just gets back up and you're like, oh fuck. But I like how there's never really you don't have a set amount of stamina necessarily. Like, he can always come back even with just a little bit of health if you're not consistent enough. And I think that's what makes the game so good, is that it tests your consistency. I ended up having loads of fun. I sat there and played it for about an hour.
Are you playing this on the Wii? Did you play it on the Wii U?
No. I think I might play the first one.
Okay, but you played Super Punch
Out on the Switch, yeah. That was last night. The only other thing I played on there was... two more things to mention, actually. There was this really weird Japanese-only game, and I want to tell you what it's called, but I have no fucking idea. Because it's the third game on the list. I'm pretty sure it's very low down.
Yeah.
So it's one of the first games to come out. It never got a Europe release, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think it even got a Western release at all. Because you play it and the entire thing's in Japanese. It's like the Mario Picross, right?
Yeah.
It's in Japanese only.
Yeah.
So it's like that, and you just go, oh, okay, new game, this mode, whatever, you know, it's just in Japanese, so you have no idea what you're pressing. And I started the game and I was like, I have no idea what this is going to be. And there's some story going on, I'm like, I have no idea, they're speaking Japanese. And the game starts and it's Dr. Mario.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Okay.
It's Dr. Mario. And then if you clear, if you connect 4 of the blobs, then you send a blob over to the other side, and it's just a versus game.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, we could play this next. We could play a couple of games, couldn't we, next time?
Yeah.
Just to sort of spread the love. And yeah, I think that'd be funny just because we have no idea what the fuck we're doing. And then maybe if there's anyone who could speak Japanese listening that can tell us what the fuck's going on when we play it, that'd be interesting. And the only other thing was Super Mario All-Stars. I don't know if you remember playing this.
Yeah.
What a classic.
Yeah.
I forgot how nostalgic that game made me when I turned it on. And they're all silhouetted at the start.
Yeah,
you remember?
yeah.
And they're all just sort of like they're all like whispering and chattering, and it just made me laugh because I had this rush of nostalgia. But I was also just like in my head, like, what the fuck are they talking about? Don't you just want to know? It's just like, this guy, when is he going to press the fucking start button?
Come on.
We're ready to go, man. We've got fucking 4 games here.
Yeah.
And then the joy that washed over my face when the menu came up. And it was the original box art for the first Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
And you click on it, and you get the remake. And I was just like, wait, what remake is this? Because obviously that game's been remade so many times.
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn, this is the All-Stars remake. And I swear this was like one of the first games I remember playing like on Super Nintendo. Because I think Dwayne had it.
Yeah.
He was the only guy we knew that had a Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
So he had All-Stars, and that's all I remember was just like, man, this plays exactly like the original, but it just looks like that era of graphics that I was introduced to video games on.
I can't think of that version of it, but the whole setup of All Stars is like a stage show, isn't it? Am I making it up? It's like curtains.
Sure. Yeah, which is why that start makes sense.
Yeah,
they're all just like the actors waiting to start the show kind of thing. And I don't know. It's maybe I tittered to myself.
Is it on the?
Yes, on the Switch.
Oh, I need to turn my console back on again. I've played nothing, but actually,
many good games.
I'm glad you brought that up because I saw a comment recently. It was on a Reddit thread that was saying, "Let's talk about Super Mario 3D All Stars.
Oh yeah. What, with the Wii U?
No, on the Switch.
3D All Stars.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, the 3 games in one. Yeah.
And it had Mario 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy 1.
That's right.
Just
yeah.
that. What? Have you got it?
Esther has it.
Okay.
That's something that she has struggled with, especially Mario Sunshine. I've actually played her copy and beaten Mario 64 again, and to be fair, I think that might be only the second time that I've 100%ed it. I actually sat there and I got every single motherfucking star, and it's still tough to this day.
It is tough. I've completed Super Mario once. It was the DS version, which had, I think, 30 more stars. Because there's 90 stars in the original, isn't there?
Wait, in the original 64?
Yeah.
There's 120.
Oh, in that case, there's 150. I'm sure
there is more.
DS.
Yeah. Because there's more characters, isn't there? So they sort of add
yeah. I mean, people hate that game as well. Just like
yeah, they do.
Yeah, like Wario, worst character in that game, almost pointless for the sake of a couple of stars.
Yeah, basically. It's funny because it has its own sort of speedrun community, but a lot of them have sort of come from Mario 64 speedrunning and the original.
Yeah.
And they're almost just sort of playing it as a joke. The 3DS version, the DS version. But I remember having a blast with that. It was one of the launch titles for the DS, wasn't it?
It was the launch title.
Yeah.
I remember it well because I bought it. I was going to America for the first time, and I was in the airport, and I had all this money from my granddad. Did I save it for America? Fuck no! Bought a DS, didn't I?
Yep. And it came obviously packaged with Metroid Prime Hunters demo.
Played the shit out of that game.
Yeah, I fucking loved it. And then eventually, it's funny because I got the...
You got the game?
Yeah. I remember getting it years after and being like, man, like, cause now I have almost every Metroid game.
That I'm impressed with that. And do you remember how they went around you being able to treat it like a 3D shooter with the touchscreen thumb pad thing?
Yeah.
This is leading nicely into the next segment, isn't it?
Yeah.
It scratches the fuck out of your touchscreen.
Yeah, it's true. You had to protect that shit.
I had a friend who used to rub it in Vaseline.
What, really? A little thumb pad?
Yeah,
oh my god.
They did, yeah. That's it. But I got to bring you back just to circle it. What did you think of 3D All Stars?
It was okay. It's one of those things that I felt was kind of unnecessary. It was just nice to see Sunshine, I think, get some kind of re-release.
Man. I tell you, I really liked it. A lot of people hating on it, saying it's classic. Do you think Nintendo are misguided more in recent years?
I think again, that's why I'm saying it's almost unnecessary because now you have 3 different ways to play Mario 64, right? It's just like, how many times can you re-release the same game?
Yeah.
If anything, what they should have done is just re-released Sunshine, like on its own.
Yeah.
I mean, it hasn't been that long since the Wii U was around, and Galaxy was playable on that.
True, yeah.
Packaged together.
And it does feel a bit cheap, doesn't it, that they did Galaxy 1 and not Galaxy 2 as well. Why not go all out and do... Especially as then they re-released 3D World for Switch. So Galaxy 2 is only playable on the Wii.
Yeah, to this day, right? Yeah.
I couldn't finish... I really wanted it. I always bought it just for Galaxy, even though I also have Galaxy.
So is that what you've been playing recently? Is that what
I've played nothing recently, but it's just because you brought it up and you mentioned it. My nunchucks, no, Joy-Cons. What are they called? Joy-Cons, aren't they? I had the Joy-Con drift. You cannot fucking... Of all the games, I think Galaxy you cannot play with Joy-Con drift.
I don't think you can play any 3D Mario with too much drift.
No.
It's an absolute pain in the balls out.
I did go back a little bit to Odyssey.
Yeah.
I think I might have mentioned that last time, because I think Odyssey is a cracking 3D Mario game. Is it the best? Yeah, man. It's alright.
Well, Galaxy, yeah.
No. Odyssey.
Oh, Odyssey. It's up there. I really like it.
Alright, which is your favourite one?
I mean, Mario 64 is my favourite 3D Mario. There is no way around it. I think it's just got such a certain charm to it. And and I could just keep playing that game every couple of years. I could just play through the whole
Fair
thing
enough.
again.
To be honest, I do think every 3D Mario alludes to Mario 64 at some point. Like even like think of Odyssey, you have the Mario, you have Peach's Castle, whatever that world was called.
And they knew what they were doing. They knew that 64 laid the groundwork, and that people just wanted to have a bit of nostalgia for 64 again.
Yeah.
And really, just the way that they left the physics in a way that, if you experimented enough, you could find things, right? So Odyssey's got these really interesting ways that you can maneuver around the environment. The bouncing off the hat, right? The sort of I don't know what they call it. There's probably a name for it, like an advanced technique.
Yeah.
Where you just sort of do the jump, throw,
Yeah.
hold in place, dive, bounce.
Yeah.
Once you get the hang of it, it feels great.
It
to
does
execute.
feel great. I mean, they do reward you, don't they? Being able, even if it's little bits, they know that people will exploit the game. I think they've realised pretty quickly that the moment you've got freedom of movement, you can go fucking anywhere.
Yeah, and what I think a great example of that in 64, right? When I think about like the way that they left it open for you to find things was the wall kick jump thing, which obviously has led to crazy exploits in the speedrun community, but there is a couple of stars, I think, in the game that teach you how to do that, or at least it tries to in a subtle way. It's just like there's a sign, I think there's one star, I think, on the ice level where it's there's a sign like, oh, if you jump away from a wall as you jump into it, and you're just like, oh, okay, but if you never found that, because it's in a really obscure location, then you'd never know that was even possible. It doesn't teach you it, it's not in the basic control. I don't think it's even in the manual. It might be, but it wasn't common knowledge when we played it as kids.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's just there for you to find and master the game.
It's
basically
what makes a good game, isn't it? And also, I've got to say, they're cutesy games, aren't they? But they're fucking hard. Even Odyssey is hard.
Yeah.
Sunshine's ridiculous.
Sunshine is ridiculous.
Sunshine's probably the hardest one because Sunshine is a little bit broken, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. One thing I'll say before we move on to the next section, seeing as we're not going to be doing spoiler alert, we're not going to be doing the remake section. I'd had something ready for it in case we did, so I thought it was worth mentioning just very, very briefly.
Yeah.
The Time Splitters remakes, which I mentioned at the end of my last video.
Yeah.
This isn't actually very new news, as it turns out.
Right.
I speak in that video as if that's really just been confirmed.
Cutting edge.
Yeah, it was confirmed a year ago at this point.
Okay.
That Free Radical Design were reforming to remake the Time Splitters games. It's just that I caught wind of it by the while I was making the episode on Twitter. But yeah, still excited for those. I just thought I just wanted to clear that up.
Yeah.
Really, that
that you Time Splitters.
I'm just behind in the times, and the Time Splitters is going to happen. So very, very excited about that.
Good. I bet. You know, there's that kind of thing in life, isn't it, where when you think of something, it kind of happens. I think now you said that, like, you karmically, universally, whatever, something will be released soon about the Time Splitters remake, even if it is just an advert.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But that won't be released for 1 or 2 years. But yeah, I'll be playing it when it comes out, so look forward to that, guys. Okay, so let's move on to the next segment, seeing as that flew by fucking quick, man. That was a quick fucking 20 minutes.
That was 20 minutes?
Yeah.
God,
Can't believe it.
We chat shit.
I know, right? I'm looking at this microphone and I'm like, shit, right. Okay. So, Retronomicon, please introduce the second segment.
Hardware, smartware.
Yeah, it was alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, not as good as the first two.
I think the Retronomicon's running out of ideas, to be honest.
Yeah. But it's actually Retronomicon pitched us this idea, so I expected him to have a bit more confidence in this idea.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is us talking about video game hardware specifically.
Yeah.
And we were riffing before doing the podcast about segment ideas. There was another idea we've got on the back burner. So basically, this middle section is going to be is going to be the one we switch out the most. I like ending with trivia. I do like starting with catching up on what we're playing.
Is that code for saying it's the least thought out segment of the podcast?
Yeah, it's definitely the more sort of
fuck! What are we going to talk about? Quickly, Retronomicon, what are we going to do?
Yeah, quickly tell us.
I already told you.
No, we were joking.
You're not talking about fucking hardware.
We were joking. Calm down. It's okay. Alright. So, we're talking hardware, and this is really just because we were riffing on, we were sort of nostalgizing to certain things, and to be honest, I've mentioned it on the show more than one occasion. For example, comparing the N64 controller to a 3-pronged alien anal probe.
Yeah.
And the reason I can say that now without tripping over my words is because I had to rehearse that line so many times. Say it 3 times fast.
What's the word?
It's 3-pronged alien anal probe.
3-pronged alien probe, 3-pronged alien anal probe, 3-pronged alien anal... Yeah, right.
So yeah, and of course, I commented on the PlayStation 2's controllers having big black breasts, but that's that was just a joke. I don't have a huge problem with many other controllers. We were talking about controllers, so that's a good place to start.
Well, PS2, I think you have to give its credit where its credit's due. It's literally I think the beginning of the ultimate style controller.
It's the beginning of the ergonomic.
I would go. I mean, Nintendo probably did it first in terms of this is the outline. Something good will come of this, but the PS2 is the first one we were like, fuck.
Yeah.
This is something else. Because what was the same? So if we're thinking generationally, it was PS2, N64. No.
N64 first,
GameCube.
GameCube, of course.
PS2, GameCube, and Xbox.
Yeah, they're 6th generation.
Now I'm not gonna say it yet, but I do have an argument for what I think the best controller is. But I don't think many people will agree with me.
Is that the GameCube controller?
Yeah, it's a GameCube controller.
I think plenty of people will agree with you. Think about the Smash community, which obviously I'm a part of.
Yeah, but who takes them seriously, man?
Plenty of people do. Surprisingly. The only thing with the GameCube, and that's the thing, the controller, I totally get when people riff on the fact that it looks like fucking Lego, right? It's the bright colours, it's the kind of... It's the way that the sticks are laid out, right? Yeah. Being on different levels.
Why did they have a Z button, but they didn't put one on the left-hand side?
Yeah, I think... it's almost as though they were like, right, we need a trigger.
It is. It
isn't a shoulder button.
It's baby's first controller, because it's most people have to use one button. The big green A button!
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucking humongous. But I just think it is the best use for its own games. Like Metroid Prime, which I will fucking die on this hill, is one of the best games ever.
Yeah, it really
I think a lot of people would, to be honest. I think that's not an unheard
And you couldn't imagine yourself playing that with any other controller.
No, man, it plays perfectly with that. And the Zelda games you can play on the Cube.
Well, and there's no denying that the control stick on the GameCube is fantastic.
Exactly.
It's so good.
And it lasts. It's not like the N64 with a nub and you have that issue. But I think, honestly...
Don't even get me started on that.
I know.
That's something that I really would like to cover in a future episode of the Retronomicon next time I do an N64 game.
Yeah.
Is, as you said, how the stick was built with a lifespan. In that every time you move that stick, there is a piece of plastic inside rubbing against a rubber ball and just taking off a scraping of this rubber ball every time you move the stick. And of course, they make a game like fucking Mario Party where half the fucking games involve you spinning the fucking stickers and people would palm it, right? As I think, if you don't know what I'm doing, God, we could probably demonstrate with a video.
Yeah.
Play the video of what we're talking about.
Are you just going to record yourself?
Yeah, I'm just going to... so that was me. Yeah. That was me just then, with the N64 controller, just demonstrating what everybody did, right, on the Mario Party tug-of-war minigame.
Yeah.
Everybody did this.
Yeah.
Because it was the most... You can't... The way that the stick was, it was long, it was often, well, not stiff, but just kind of... It felt weird, right? Almost scratchy. So, doing this with your thumb... Again, I can't really demonstrate, but doing it conventionally with the thumb was a pain in the fucking ass. So you go palm it.
Yeah.
And then as soon as one person did it, everybody did it. And, God, I can't remember what this was, but there was an accessory. I don't know if this was a fan-made accessory. Someone actually made a glove with a fucking...
Jesus.
with a fucking pad in the centre of the palm so that you didn't wear your hand down as you did this on the controller. I mean, what Anyway... but every time you did that, you're just scraping all the plastic off this ball that's rolling around inside. So if you open any N64 controller, just open it up and have a look inside. Just all this dust comes out. It's just this. It's unbelievable.
It's a real thing for you, isn't it?
It bugs me, man. What the fuck were they thinking? What the fuck were they thinking? And other than that, the N64 controller, I haven't got too many qualms with. It actually feels quite good to hold. But then why in the living shit did you put like a D-pad and an L button that you don't use unless you're playing wrestling games? I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that it used.
They must have made it with different games in mind and different ways of holding the controller.
Well, again, you think about it as the first analog stick. So they wanted the analog stick to be the centre of attention. It's in the centre of the fucking thing. But by doing that, anyone who makes games for your console is going to want to take advantage of the analog stick.
Yeah.
So there was just no games that didn't use it because it was the most ingenious thing about it.
I'd argue it's the most masculine of controllers with its little...
With its 3 penises,
and its little winky.
Dangling.
Yeah, with its little winky in the middle. Just a big shouldered guy.
Yeah.
So, all right, I have to ask how you'd rate each one. In each
so if we're doing
right?
doing a tier list,
let's do it. Let me start generationally, and then we'll do a cheeky tier list. We could smash it out. It'll be fine. We've got this.
We could do the best and the worst of each gen. Right?
Okay, I love that. I love it.
Let's start from the 3rd gen.
Okay, so Gen 3 is the PlayStation generation.
I think so. We start at 3. No, it's not. It's the Super Nintendo, right?
Super Nintendo. So Super Nintendo, who competed with Super Nintendo? Sega, surely.
Yeah.
And
the role-playing video games. Some examples of Super Mario Bros. Final Fantasy. Okay. Legend of Zelda. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So 3rd gen is the Super Nintendo, or the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Super Nintendo, because they're part of the same gen. Really? Apparently so.
What bumfuck article are you on?
Oh, unless that was the... Oh, okay, of course, because the NES had a different design in America, which I always forget. It had that it had the top loader, right? Which I never had.
What, in the...
Never saw.
What, for the NES?
Yeah, like...
Oh, because normally you...
This thing.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Because normally you'd put it in like a sleeve, wouldn't you?
Future me, put up a picture of what we're talking about. There, that thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it now.
And then, of course, the... whatchamacallit? The Sega Master System. I guess that was Sega Master... Yeah, the Sega Mark III... and the Sega Master System. So both Sega Master System 1 and 2.
What year was this? This is like middle 80s, okay.
I mean, it's hard to say anything other than... You could say the best one...
Okay.
It's got to be the NES controller. I mean...
It's a classic.
It's just a classic, isn't it?
I just think there's something pretty cool about like the joystick controllers, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would definitely put... I remember seeing the Atari 7800 joystick controller.
Yeah.
When it's got that kind of joystick mixed with the fucking remote control design.
Yeah.
Which I've seen on AVGN.
I'm sorry, that is the picture up? Could people see it?
Yeah, that is up now, yeah.
That is a slick looking fucking console, man.
The console itself, yeah, looks great.
I think that is a nice combo.
I don't think much of the controller personally, but that's just me.
I can't help but think if you had... People would have tried to put these up their bum, wouldn't they?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And Sega, they're trying to copy it again with the SG-1000. Definitely, it's almost exactly the same. Put up a picture. That's exactly the same fucking controller.
It almost doesn't look real, that one, does it?
Yeah,
it looks like someone's gone, look at this hillbilly console that Sega done.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you know what? I will... For the sake of it, is it the Atari 7800, the one I like? I will say I think you have to go for the NES controller.
Yeah. On
that gen, I'll go with that. It's too iconic.
Yeah, and then the worst is the Sega one, probably. It's the worst one out of the two that I just said because.
What do you mean, the SG-1000?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the Master System 2 controller, I don't know. I actually will vote Master System 2. That controller's absolutely wank.
Yeah.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it, everyone.
Yeah, that is pretty bad, yeah. Alright, yeah, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
And to be honest, the Sega controllers didn't get much better as we move now into the 4th generation, where we've got the Mega Drive, the Genesis, and I guess the Saturn was part of that as well, was it? Wait, they're the same thing, right?
Yeah, they are. That was just the name of it in America, wasn't it? Now we're talking. We're
Genesis.
Getting into our territory now, I reckon.
No, the Saturn was the one after. The Saturn was the one with the 3 buttons thing, as I recall.
No, what?
Was it not? It's a different thing.
Maybe it is.
I think it was the one after. But yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, I mean, the Super Nintendo controller is an absolute joy to hold, even to this day. There's a reason for that. Nintendo re-released it for the Switch for a fucking reason.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
And you know what? I think out of the park, in this generation, SNES wins controller wars.
Yeah,
and actually,
I think we knew that was going to win.
And you can see from how long computer games have been around why people would call video game, like even like to this day, like old people like, got your Nintendo? Like they owned it, man. Like they knew what they were doing early doors. They fucking laid the groundwork. The games, but even the console and the controller itself.
Yeah, because really this generation is when you didn't say, have you got a Nintendo Entertainment System? You said, have you got your Nintendo? Because it was like the dominant video game force.
Though, I think the Sega Mega Drive, or Genesis, is probably... is quite a nice... Look, if you can see that, I mean, obviously you can, because it's on the screen, isn't it?
Yeah.
It looks really nice. Like, a new one looks fantastic, but then, of course, I know them as, like, second-hand, dusty, too short controller cord, which was probably mostly fucked at that point. So my memory is too bitter.
They went with the 3 buttons sort of together on the right there. Not too bad. Definitely trying to carve a new design out over the Nintendo. Looking at this, the turbo graphics. Now, I've definitely seen this. I think this is the worst.
Agreed.
Of this generation.
I'm with you. What do you think those? What the? Is that like its own? Oh, it is a turbo pad. So those 3 dots that are fading out with dials next to them are about how quickly it fires.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool, though.
It's a cool idea.
But let's be honest, turbo controllers are like the classic second-player controller you give to your younger brother, aren't they?
Yeah, it's true.
Here you go, bro. Have the turbo pad.
Yeah.
Turbo.
If we're talking about console designs as well, this is definitely not a good one.
Is that a slot for the controller, or is that the game card slot?
No, I think that's where the controller sits. Right? The controller sort of fits into it, as I recall. I've seen AVGN look at this. I'm pretty sure this is also one of the games consoles where you can only see one controller port there, where the controller's plugged in. You had to plug the other controller into the back.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we're talking accessories and controllers, but that did it. And just to say, the Neo Geo, I thought I'd rip the shit out of it a bit. You know what? They tried.
No, I like it. They're kind of going for that Pac-Man home
arcade style.
Right.
That is a B+ controller right there.
And look, both controller ports on the fucking front. Who can ask for more?
Exactly. they thought about it. It's got the curve to fit the right hand on the buttons.
Yeah.
Even, and I might just be emboss-eyed, the select and start button are slightly facing in each other, like like puzzled eyebrows, like just enough to be like they know.
The controller's a little bit confused, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's like, oh, you're touching me. So yeah, that's the 4th gen. Moving on, 5th generation. Let's quickly get up some pictures. It's definitely not as ugly as the Jaguar, which I definitely think takes one of the worst controllers.
Oh no!
Bring up a picture. If you're listening to this podcast, have a quick look at the screen, because this is definitely the worst controller ever made. In my opinion.
It even says it can't be asked on the buttons.
Yeah. It's just such a... It's just horrid.
That's gross.
It really is horrid. And I really want to know what they were really thinking. People talk about the Wii U controller being a little bit too big and clunky.
But let's do like the shit sandwich, but without like the proper format to it. There is something cool about this console. That controller obviously slots nicely in the top. And it doesn't look bad without it there.
True.
And someone somewhere with a degree in and design, the R with the scratch is cool, man.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, someone in marketing did a good job.
Yeah.
But of course, definitely check out AVGN's Jaguar accessories video. Yeah. He's done. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I can see it just from looking at it, but you've seen the add-ons that it has that make it look more and more like a toilet. So now, just looking at that, I just see the base of a fucking toilet.
Yeah, it does. It does.
But yeah, the Jaguar there, one of the worst controllers. Same generation as the N64. We ranted on about that fucking thing. Fucking controller. Yeah. Love it and hate it in equal measure.
You could pleasure at least 2 people at once.
Yeah. I think you could pleasure yourself and 2 other people.
Yeah.
Quite easily. But generally, I actually like the console design for the N64. I actually think that for the last cartridge-based console, other than the DS, of course, and such, was a great last entry.
Something satisfying. I only recently bought an N64, an actual N64. I've also got the N64 Switch controller, but there's something satisfying. I like the controller, man.
Yeah,
and actually, it's a similar thing, but I think not to the same extent as the GameCube being good for GameCube games. I'll rant on it more again in a second, but I think it does what it needs to do. But I think the PlayStation controller must win that generation.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely, it literally, you said about how the PS2 controller set that standard. Arguably, the PS1 did it first.
Yeah.
When the DualShock 2 came out, that is.
Yeah, because it didn't. I thought PlayStation didn't have analog sticks.
It did when the DualShock 2 came out, but that was during its lifespan. Okay. Which is why the PS1 Classic doesn't have them. Because they were trying to capture the original release of the console.
PlayStation's got to win that. And also, PlayStation's, I mean, I don't really think of PlayStation as old, but of course it is old now.
It is old now.
I think the PlayStation is a cool looking retro console.
Yeah.
I do.
It's just, it's got all the components there. Everything's laid out very simply.
Yeah. So do we agree?
So,
PlayStation is the best looking controller. Atari is the ugliest one.
The ugliest one.
Yeah.
With N64 close behind, basically bumfucking the.
I mean, honestly,
Jaguar.
The placement of the D-pad on the Panasonic does my nutting. That is horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, so we're going into Generation 6 now. Here we go.
It is weird how it's off-center. Anyway, right.
Now we're talking gamers. Here we go.
We'll make this the last one because we've got to move on to the final segment, actually. We are waffling on.
Well, let's just do one more.
Yeah, we'll do... Right, 6th gen it is.
Okay. Yep. Let's finish with 6. This is a retro podcast. Let's leave it on 6.
Yeah.
Alright. Dreamcast first. Now, I know that you've got a massive soft spot for the Dreamcast.
I have a fucking boner for the Dreamcast. I think the Dreamcast is a lovely little thing.
A memory card that has a little LCD screen that is interactive is a boss idea.
The fact that you could, in theory, play Virtua Tennis 2 used by looking at just the controller screen alone. It is possible.
No, I'm sorry. I'm shutting that shit down, man. You could, but you wouldn't because it's not viable.
The game is actually playing as it's happening on the screen on the fucking controller, which is just.
Don't you think that sort of Sega,
amazing.
When you look through their line of consoles and their controllers now, it's kind of like babies first every time, like the way the buttons are laid out.
Yeah.
There's just nothing to it.
But then, honestly, the Xbox controller definitely took a leaf out of Sega's book. In my opinion, the Dreamcast controller set the standard for the Xbox line.
Surely, so you think that the Dreamcast controller was more influential than the original Xbox controller on the Xbox line?
Yeah. Because the Xbox came out, as you can see there.
Yeah.
3 years later.
So you think I
think the Dreamcast controller influenced the Xbox design.
Xbox controller on the screen. Looking at the shape of that controller, it looks very Dreamcasty and bright like a Dreamcast, but it's got the elements of the PS2 controller.
Did you have an Xbox original? Because the controller...
I didn't know.
The controller's so big.
Yeah.
It's so fucking big. I mean, I used to call it the fat controller. Yeah. Because it really fucking is. It's so big.
Yeah.
And for that reason, I might put it as my worst. I know you're probably going to put Dreamcast as your worst.
You know what, mate?
I mean, there is no denying that
There's
they messed up by putting the controller cord at the bottom. They messed up there, even though they put a little hook.
No. Honestly, the Tamagotchi element, the LCD screen as a memory card, I think is enough to say, you know what? It's not a great. It's not in the grand scheme of controllers. It's not that good, but my god, like they put fucking heart into that. That's cool, man.
I've got to appreciate
the original Xbox,
that.
But I just got to say the Xbox chain, I think, led to this beginning of like properly comfortable. Like Xbox 360, I think, was one of the first proper comfortable controllers.
Yeah.
Which I then think in turn influenced Nintendo, because I think the Switch Pro controller is probably the best controller now.
Yeah.
I really think that, but I do think Xbox got in there and they worked that out. But the best. I'm going to say, I'll agree with you. I think the Xbox controller's the worst one there.
But what's the best?
It's the GameCube, man.
Yeah.
It is.
I think there's something so great about the way you
Cube and the
hold
GameCube
it.
controller are beautiful. I agree. They're beautiful controllers. They make nice noises. They're clacky. And I have to say, I haven't said it yet, the reason I think people think they're shit is because third party... Alright, stop looking at the fucking time. I know I'm talking about it. They have to... The third-party games, for example, like Time Splitters, those games do not work as well on the Cube controller because they don't have enough shoulder buttons and of the offset and the slightly smaller C stick. So of course you'd go for PS2 or Xbox.
Yeah.
But the GameCube games, Nintendo are always good at their own games. The Nintendo games mapped to the GameCube controller are the best.
Yeah.
And I like those games. Go fuck yourselves. It's the best one.
I mean, Wind Waker, is great with the GameCube controller.
Metroid Prime, man. Metroid Prime.
It really is. Like, when I think about playing a game that isn't Melee, for example, it's Metroid Prime, in my mind. Okay, I'll agree. With PS2 being a close second.
We gave it a PlayStation 1, man.
Exactly. We've given...
And they're basically the same if we're going by this logic. So
that's actually a really good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
GameCube definitely wins this.
Go fuck yourself, Sony fans.
Anyway, right, we're moving on.
Okay.
That was a very long segment, that one. Not that long. We're not overshooting too much. So let's get into the final segment, and it is, as always, Retronomicon, if you please.
It's some more dumb fucking trivia.
There's no need to be like that.
You know what? You had a fucking good day, Retronomicon.
Yeah.
You've said it. Sorry, I made the right piece.
That's all right.
He just gets me so angry.
He's fallen at the last hurdle, hasn't he?
You know what? I heard that the Retronomicon doesn't slow down when there are horses on the road.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a bastard.
That is inconsiderate.
Yeah. Fuck the horses and fuck you guys.
Shut up. You gotta slow down for the horses, dude.
What if they run off and hurt someone?
I'll eat the fuckers.
That's just to everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just fucking eat it.
Yeah, it's harsh, man.
Yeah. God. Right. Enough of that. So as the Retronomicon said, there is trivia.
Yeah.
As we always end on trivia. So we've got some more lovely trivia questions. You only live thrice. Let's go.
Am I starting for you?
Yeah, you're going to start this time.
Can I just say something now very quickly? I put a lot of effort into these questions.
Right.
And you just get yours off the internet and it upsets me. I've said it, fine, alright, ready.
Yeah.
Here we go.
No, the thing is, I could sit there and make questions.
Yeah, you could.
I've got fucking editing to do.
Yeah. We all have shit to do, man. Do you know, actually, I'm going to buy a video game trivia book.
Why don't we just make the segment you asking me questions then?
Alright. No, because I like answering questions.
Oh, okay.
Man.
Well then, shut your fucking mouth. Slow down for them fucking horses, right? Okay.
You got a little Retronomicon-y then, Pete.
Yeah, I didn't I?
Yeah, alright, here we go then, I'm going to give you a question.
There's no reason for that at all.
Right.
I don't know if the new video's out.
Yeah.
It should be out, but yeah, alright.
Yeah. Alright,
Okay.
here we go. Multiple choice, if you want it.
Cool.
Who composed the Super Mario Bros. Music?
Oh, fucking hell.
John, multiple choice.
Yeah,
First
go on.
question, okay. Was it Koji Kondo, Takahito Iguchi, or Sean Paul?
I'm gonna go with. I'm going to go with B, final answer.
Takahito Oguchi.
Yeah.
And that's wrong.
Oh, right off the bat.
Koji Kondo.
Damn it. Well, it wasn't going to be the third one. I knew it was a Japanese fella.
It could have been.
Knew it was a Japanese fella.
How do you know Sean Paul's not Japanese?
With a name like Sean Paul.
Do you know who Sean Paul is?
Yes.
Okay, just checking.
And he's not Japanese. Sean Paul.
That's not Sean Paul. It's Sean Paul.
Yeah. We got on it. Okay.
Right.
Right.
Okay. All right. Number 2. One life
That's
lost.
one life gone, yeah.
King Rufus, Baron Dante, and creatures called Gobos feature in which 1997 game released on PlayStation 1, Sega Saturn, and Microsoft Windows?
I know this.
I think you do.
Say the names again?
Yeah. King Rufus,
Yeah.
Baron Dante, and creatures called Gobos feature in which 1997 game released on PS1, Sega Saturn, and Microsoft Windows?
I know this. King Rufus and Baron...
Dante.
I know it.
Go on.
Got it. It's Croc.
It fucking is Croc.
It's fucking Croc.
Oh, mate, good knowledge there as well. Well done.
Thank you,
well
mate.
done. No, that's a really good answer.
Croc, Legend of the Gobos, if you want to be specific.
Is that the first one?
Legend of the
Subtitle?
Gobos, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's good knowledge, man.
Thank you,
All
mate.
right. Question 3. One I've lost.
Yep. Bring the music back up, please. Thank you.
Thank you. Which rapper proclaimed himself the first rapper to own a video company in 2021 as the owner of Atari?
Which rapper?
Proclaimed himself the first rapper to own a video game company in 2021 as the owner of Atari.
I'm going to use my lifeline. And I'm going to ask the Retronomicon.
Okay.
So, yeah. Ask the Retronomicon the question.
Alright, Retronomicon. Which rapper proclaimed himself the first rapper to own a video game company in 2021 as the owner of Atari?
I'll go with that. Watch me, you guys.
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. Definitely sounds like the sort of thing Soldier Boy would do. Somehow. I mean, it's not going to be like Eminem, is it? Definitely seems like something Soldier Boy would do, but 2021 seems a bit late. What's Soldier Boy been out recently?
He did release his own Game Boy, didn't he? Called the Soldier Boy.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Damn. Could we do... I think maybe the Retronomicon knows that. And he's trying to screw me over with the... He's trying to make me think that way.
Oh, the timer started ticking.
I'm trying to think what else that could be. No, I'll go with the Retronomicon. Soldier Boy, final answer.
The answer is Soldier Boy. You lucked out there, man.
The Retronomicon had me out there,
okay.
damn.
Okay. Here we go. Next question.
Oh, sorry, let me just thank you.
You're welcome, douche.
Yeah. Yeah, I promise I won't call you shit as much. Even though you're brown and wrinkly.
You should wipe his spine.
Yeah, I shouldn't I, really? Yeah.
Does he like? Does he like that?
I do. Just the thought of it.
Apparently he does.
yes.
Oh.
Fucking hell.
Okay.
That's a nice...
I've never heard a noise like it. From him.
I've never heard him pleasurable, like actually have
Never.
a sense of pleasure.
Didn't know he
over
could
anything.
purr like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, settle down. It's all over now. Okay, right. Next question.
Question 4. I like this question.
Mhm.
Just putting it out there.
Was this not one of the ones you saved from last?
I had it. I wrote it last time. But
Okay.
I didn't say. No, the one I saved was the one I told you about the batteries.
Oh, okay, cool.
Right. How do you get to the special stages in the original Sonic the Hedgehog game for Sega Mega Drive?
Oh shit! I do know this. It's something to do with the checkpoints. Do you? I think it might be like. It's how do you get to the bonus stages?
Yeah. How do you get to the special stages in Sonic the Hedgehog?
It's something to do with the checkpoints. I'm gonna go with getting to the checkpoint without dying, basically, without losing a life, or without taking damage. Getting to the checkpoint without taking any damage.
Without taking any damage.
Yeah.
That is incorrect, I'm afraid.
Oh.
I'm sorry. You got the gist of my question, which is good, because you have to jump for the ring at the end. You have to collect 50 rings.
Right, okay.
More than 50 rings.
One, and then at the end of the level.
End of it, you jump for the giant spinning ring, like you jump over the spinny checkpoint, don't you?
Really? So you have to skip. You have to skip the checkpoint.
Well, no, you hit the checkpoint by going past it, but you have to like jump, make sure you. Yeah, I guess you do to an extent, because I don't think you can jump once you've done it. So you have to jump for the ring.
Oh,
before.
I see.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
All right. Okay, you got one life left.
Yep.
What is the main character's name in the Super Monkey Ball series?
Fucking hell! This is not a game. This is a game that people love. Not a game I've played much of at all. Yet, I feel like this is in the back of my mind somewhere. If you give me multiple choice.
Do you want multiple choice?
But then I will get it if you do that. Probably.
Do you think you will?
Yeah. In the interest of making this last a bit longer, why don't we just do that?
Okay.
Give me multiple choice.
Oh, sorry. Do we have time now? All right. Hang on a sec. Let me find some. All right. Here we go then. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
No, I'm not ready. I wasn't ready for this.
It's okay.
All right, here we go. Here we go. No, I got it. Okay. Is it A, Yan Yan, B, Doctor, or C, I?
Yeah, I think you might have. Yeah. Is it I?
It's I.
Yeah, because the funny thing is, before you gave me the multiple choice, I was going to say my.
Okay.
So I was sort of. I knew it was something like that.
Okay. I'll give it to you, man.
All right.
Okay. All right. Question 6. How do you spell the word colour written on the Game Boy Color?
It's Americanized, isn't it? It's COLOR.
That is correct.
Yay.
Well done. You're killing it. You still got one life left. You're doing really well. I'm going to run out of questions soon, so we'll see. I've got a multiple choice one that I have prepared. In what year was the Atari 2600 discontinued?
In what year?
Yeah. Was it 1992, 1998, or 2004?
Is this going to be deceptively late? Got no lifeline. Let's go with 98. Final answer.
And that's incorrect.
Oh,
that's a shame.
well, the life's gone.
You did a good job on that one, actually. It was 92.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't going to be 2004, but I thought it was going to be a little bit later than you thought it was.
It could have been.
Yeah.
I mean, some things surprise you, don't they? Like, some things run for ages. You did really well then. You're
Thank you, mate.
4.
Nice.
That's good. It's good trivia.
Not bad, yeah.
Good trivia,
Good
man.
trivia round.
Yeah, good trivia.
Right, so we've just got enough time for me to ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
And yeah, they're on a fucking website, bitch. Because, you know, I mean, I could sit here and think of questions. I could sit here and think of questions.
Oh, Matthew, I can't
think of questions.
Can't
think of any questions. Okay, question 1.
Yeah.
Music, please. Which French video game company is publishing the Far Cry series?
The only French video game I can think of is Ubisoft.
Final answer?
Yeah.
It's correct.
Oh. Okay.
It is Ubisoft. I mean, that's a kind of an easy one because you're right. It's one of those games. That,
Okay.
Okay. This is quite a cool one. Actually.
Okay.
What 2014 game gives you the name Douchebag?
I know it because I played it. I got it. Oh, hang on a minute. But do I have to get the right one?
Yeah.
It's got to be the first one. It's Stick of Truth.
That's correct.
Yeah,
all right. South Park, The Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
So yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Still got all your lives remaining.
Cool.
When was Super Smash Brothers released? Stupid question, because what they mean is when was the Wii U version of Super Smash Brothers released?
That irritated you reading that, didn't it?
It did, yeah.
The Wii U version?
Yeah. It's because they put it as Super Smash Brothers instead of like
4.
Yeah.
Because it is
Smash 64 or Smash
yeah.
Brawl.
Okay.
Because that's really what it is. It's just Super Smash Brothers.
That's a tricky one.
I could give you.
No. I'll try and get it because I should know. I think I should get this. I'm trying to think. Was I at uni when that came out?
And it's given me the exact date and year, but I'm just going to ask for the year.
Okay, I'm wondering. It must have been the same year the 3DS one came out as well.
Yeah.
It has to be,
Yeah,
unless they were like over. Yeah. I was very excited for when that came out, and I think it came out when I was at uni. I definitely remember watching like the Mega Man clip come out as Lance character. Hype.
That was hype.
I think. Okay. 2012. Final answer.
It's incorrect.
Oh no.
2014.
14.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit. Okay.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, so that's one life gone.
One life gone.
In Minecraft.
Oh, go fuck yourself.
How do you make obsidian?
Oh, come off it. Okay. Can you give me a multiple choice for this one?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can, yeah. Do you mix lava and sand?
Yeah.
Sand and clay?
Yeah.
Or water and lava? Lava and sand, sand and clay, or water and lava?
To make obsidian?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure what obsidian is, in all honesty. I imagine it's like some black, heavy material.
Yeah.
It's the first one. Sand and lava.
That's incorrect.
Fuck! Is it the last one?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you, man!
I definitely did you dirty on that
Yeah,
one.
you're the...
I did you dirty on that one. In
Okay.
fact, that could arguably not count, but we'll see.
No.
We'll see how it goes. What was the best-selling games console in 2020 alone?
In 2020 alone?
What console was the best-selling games console in 2020?
So, 2 years ago, middle of lockdown, Switch, final answer.
That's correct. Well done.
Thank you.
That's definitely going to trip up some people.
Because I think people needed that handheld console when they were.
I remember
houses,
reading it during that lockdown.
Yeah, I just think
Everyone
that
was
was when it was doing particularly well, wasn't it?
Because everyone was buying it as a lockdown fodder.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, this is an interesting question. I'm going to ask it just because I find it very interesting.
Okay, and I've got one life left, don't I?
Yeah.
I'll give you a point check if you want. You got 4 points, I got 3, so I have to get this to draw.
Right. What does the name Nintendo mean?
I think I know this. It's something about heaven.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's the only help I'm going to give you, though.
Thank you. Just want to confirm what I knew.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have to.
Yeah. No, you didn't.
No?
You're right, I know. Returning to... I'm just riffing.
Mm-hmm.
Returning to heaven. Coming from heaven. Coming from heaven.
I mean, just getting heaven alone, I think, is worth a point, honestly. It's not. What is it? It's leave luck to heaven.
Leave luck to heaven.
Yeah. But that seems unfair. We might just count as a wash and ask a different question. Like this one.
Okay.
Coming at you hard and fast.
Oh,
right
damn.
now.
Oh, shit.
What kind of food was the character Pac-Man modelled on?
What food was he modelled on?
Yeah.
Cheese?
That's incorrect. I'm
No!
That is a failure and a half, my friend. And that is deserved loss.
Why? What is it?
Pizza.
Makes sense.
Cheese.
You can have a wheel of cheese.
It's true. He does like a wheel of cheese.
He
You're right.
fucking does look like a wheel of cheese.
Yeah. There's pizza, dude.
I should know that.
You really should.
I was trying to think of the Scott Pilgrim bit where he talks about the origins of Pac-Man as a Chatham line.
Oh, was that a thing?
Well,
I haven't seen it, I can't remember.
You've not seen Scott Pilgrim?
I don't think I've seen it, no.
How?
Just not.
Anyway, that's a
I never
different
caught it, but
conversation.
yeah. There you go. That was the trivia. So we've overrun a little bit, but obviously we'll cut some of that out.
I hope you do.
So yeah, that was trivia.
Yeah.
I won this round actually. That's the first time I've won.
It is. And honestly, well deserved.
Thank you.
You did good answers there.
And to be fair, you didn't use your lifeline, so you could have used lifeline. On those.
I just don't trust him.
No, which is fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
He says he doesn't trust you either.
Fucking bull.
It's a piece of shit. But yeah, thank you for joining us as always. This has been an interesting episode actually.
Yeah.
Mainly because we didn't plan anything and we've been struggling with things to talk about.
And yet we still chat shit for more time than we
Yeah,
need
and we
to.
still waffled on for God knows how long. Join us next time for some Let's Play action.
Yes.
Some more visual content for the channel. And I'm hoping we'll play some Joe and Mac too.
I'm into it.
Dude, you'll fucking love it.
Okay,
You will love
I'm
it.
into it.
We'll have such a blast playing that.
I'm into it.
And maybe something else. Comment maybe down below if there's something you want to see us play. We're gonna play Joe and Mac 2 hopefully.
Yeah.
But we want to do 2 games I think.
Yeah.
Half an hour each.
Yeah.
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 That'll be really fun.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments what you want us to play. But yeah, this has been the Retronomicon episode 2 out of the way. My name's Matt. Thank you, Retronomicon, as always, for being on the show.
You're welcome, douche.
Yeah, as if you had much of a choice. Fucking shithead. Namesake of the fucking channel.
Yeah.
And of course to Sam for joining me once again.
Thank you.
It's been fun.
It's been
always.
great. Love it.
So let's get out of here and get away from this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye then. I fucking hate him. Fucking ball bag.
Oh God.
Why?
I'm on fire. So I guess it's post-credit time.
Yeah. I could beatbox for you, and you can freestyle a rap quickly. Am I gonna do it?
Yeah. Yeah, Retronomicon's a piece of shit. He looks like hell and sucks bare dick. My name's Matt and this is Sam. Going to be coming at you next time with more games and flan. Flan? Why flan? Just, oh, God. His name's the Retronomicon. He doesn't give a damn. He eats a lot, including animals and flan.
Good. That was 6 out of 10.
I don't know. Yeah, I would definitely know higher than a 6. 6.1 I'd push.
No.
0.1. Yeah. I don't know. Is that good? Is that good outro material? I suppose it was alright.
Fucking good content, I reckon, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.